Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. I'm here with my co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. And we have our in-house comedian this morning with us, Mark. Mark, it is just so good to see you. And we'll be talking to Mark. Good morning. We'll be talking to Mark as he joins the conversation. Fran, what's the topic today?
Well, we're talking about the sun will come out tomorrow.
I love it.
It is. We can, it's not going to stay like this forever. And what will happen on the other side of this?
Mm-hmm.
Choice is going to be ours, pretty much.
Well, truth be told, and I'm sure Mark agrees with this, the sun came out yesterday, it'll come out today, and it will come out tomorrow. We may be able to explore more of the earth under the sun tomorrow.
Exactly.
But guys, I say that to say, don't forget to step outside and get some fresh air. Oh my gosh. They used to refer to this on the East Coast as cabin fever when we be snowed in.
Right. We have some snow right now in Chicago.
Oh, you do? Well,
just
you
a little bit.
Chicago.
Yeah.
It will snow on Mother's Day in Chicago.
It will. It'll snow in June in Chicago.
Exactly. So I understand what you're saying. But so I agree, friend. The sun will come out tomorrow, Annie. It'll be okay.
But I think the thing that I would add to that, which I have to remind myself of, is not to necessarily wait for the sun to come out, but to bring the sun out.
Oh, hey, I love that.
I like that.
Sun out.
Because otherwise we could be waiting a long time.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Terrell, how you doing?
So, Mark, I'm going to have you lean in or pipe up your mic just a little bit. Maybe it's just me too. Let me see where my volume is. Okay. So, yes, bring the sun out tomorrow. Or bring out this. I like that. I might have to change the sticker tape.
Yeah, one of the things, can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've been doing to sort of manage my anxiety during this time, which I think many of us are experiencing, aside from meditation, which I think is absolutely vital, and I have upped my meditation, let me tell you, is going on what I like to refer to as rampages of gratitude.
I love it.
And that is where my clients actually, where, and I think we might have talked about this before in a conversation, but it's where you basically use your love. And everything is preceded with I love, and you just state out loud love for as long as you possibly can. So it's like, I love the beach. I love sunshine. I love my dog. I love ice cream. I love this apartment. I love sunny days. I love chocolate. I love potato chips. I love chip dip. I love winters under the blanket. I love binging on Netflix. You just go on for as long as you can, because something physiologically happens with the word love. When you say the word love, it automatically begins to open up your heart so that you're open and receptive. And it literally, physically, mentally, and emotionally shifts your state of being.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that we can all do when you're feeling stuck, or when you're feeling down or fearful, is just start that process. But the key is to just go as long as you can. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep that rampage going. And you'll feel your vibration, your energy elevate.
Wow, this is
It's a new perspective.
this is a revelation. You know why, friend?
Why?
Because it gives me a way to brainstorm for my vision board. I love this, that, and then I can go back and circle the things I, you know what I'm saying?
And you know what? When we
They
get
connect
back
with
to
that.
when we get back to groups, it's something that you can do in groups, which I've done. Which you go around. You're sitting in a circle and you go
Uh-huh.
around the room and you just keep going and keep going and keep going.
I love it.
And it takes you away from that negative spiral and puts you on an upward trajectory.
Yes,
My science word for the morning
yes.
puts us on a different course.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. I know that in Native American groups, when someone does something outside of the social norm that is unacceptable, in some cultures, they bring them, they sit them in the center of the circle, and they go around the circle, and everybody tells them something they love about them,
Yes.
why they're appreciated.
Yes.
Because a lot of the things that are done outside the norm are because people don't feel recognized or appreciated or loved. There's something missing. And so to affirm that person, they put them in the center and tell them, what they love about them. Positive affirmations
Yes.
about
So it's the hurting people hurt other people, but the people who love them are going to try and figure out why they're hurting and help
whole people build whole people.
And Terry, this is a great time to sort of bring that practice into our reality as well, because you can email people, you can reach out and call them, you can send them a note. God forbid we actually use real mail, but send them a note and tell them what you appreciate about them in your life and on this planet, because not only will that be healing for each of us individually as we do it, but who doesn't need to hear that right now, especially when many of us are in necessary isolation.
Mm-hmm.
right. And
To remember that people are thinking about you out there.
And it can be cute too.
Your
cards can be cute. They don't have
Oh,
to.
yes.
I like shopping for cute cards, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. You can write a nice little note to people telling them thank you.
And what a great surprise it is to get something in the mail that's not a bill.
Yeah. It's so infrequent. You just sort of look at it like, who's this from?
Right.
It's not Christmas.
Exactly. And you don't get that many at Christmas anymore. Here's the other thing. A lot of people are crafters. If you are a crafter, you can actually make cards on your Cricut or your Silhouette, on your card cutter. And there are a number of things that you could do and just slip them in the mail to people. Like you said, so the card is pretty. You know what I mean? And that way you don't really have to go out shopping. People, we got stuff in our house.
Look.
What did he say? What do you have in your hand?
What was the thing when we were kids? Okay, so some of y'all listening are probably going like, what do you mean? I'm still a kid. But you took a paper bag, cut a piece of paper, colored it, folded it. You got to use your skill set or your imagination, as Terrell was talking about earlier this morning. Using your imagination, daydreaming. What is it going to look like on the other side? You don't have to sit.
Now, if there are several people in the family, when was the last time, or if you ever created a quilt? A quilt doesn't have to be, blocks. It can just be pieced together fabric. You can make strip quilts. There's stuff in your closet you ain't wearing. Girl, go wash it, cut it up, and make a quilt.
Shopping.
Y'all know you can't get in those jeans anymore. Please don't take them to the Goodwill because, you're putting yourself at risk. Cut those suckers up and make a quilt. And there's some infamous male quilters, Mark. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
And quilts are not cheap. Quilts can sell for up to $10,000. They are on display in museums around the country. You could be, you know,
I'm going to say this, Jerry Scott over here, she does quilts.
yes, she does.
$10,000 quilt, sweetie. So
And
you might need
and
to raise your prices a bit.
you need to talk to me because I can put you in touch with a quilting circle, and they are actually putting their stuff in museums every year. So, you know,
And
you just don't know what people know.
one thing I would like to add to that, on top of what you were both saying, is I would just like to invite us all to not simply think of what will it look like, but what do we want it to look like?
Yes.
It's a good time for us to expand and clarify what our vision is going forward,
Right.
both individually and collectively.
Mhm.
What is the world that we want to create for ourselves, and what would we like for the world to be in total?
Yes.
Right. And see, we're getting outside of ourselves. I think that's one of the things. The people who are inside themselves and, oh my God, all I can see is me, mine, and not yours, and that's not working. But when we get outside of ourselves and helping the community at large, we get different ideas.
Yes.
It begins to we're thinking about how can we help somebody else.
Exactly. I think one of the things I was telling you that I was making these masks was because I'd heard on the news that there was a shortage, and I thought about some of the people in my community who need them, and so I looked around, and because I sew, I have fabric. But this morning, I also remembered because one of the patterns called for interface, and I'm like, I'm not going out to the store to try to find some interface. I don't even know if they're open. I mean, is a fabric store really considered a vital necessity for people?
Might be, but everybody can get a necessity angle. Just
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. But I remembered that I had bought a bolt of interfacing a couple of years ago at a quilting fair. And so I'm going through my mind, people, go through your mind and remember where you stored all that stuff. We got stuff. And when I sat down, because I had time this morning and I thought about it, I said, where would you put that on a normal day? And there it was in that closet. And now I've got a whole bolt. Oh, okay, good.
Can we see
what you need?
the mask that you made? Let's see the mask that you made.
Oh, okay. I made this one. I had some mud cloth fabric. And so I made this one because I thought it looked a little more masculine. It's a surgical mask. And so you can tie it and you can wash it.
Oh, okay. Now, could you tell the story of why you wanted to make the mask other than the fabric? Because it was really good.
Yeah, I was listening to the news, and they were saying that there is a real shortage of face masks for doctors and nurses. And they asked the community if they would make them. And that the lady put up the pattern on the news feed. And so I printed out the pattern to see if I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Just because you sew doesn't mean you can do everything.
But the reason you did it was because the doctor was having to use the mask how often?
Oh, yes. They were taking the mask, they said, and they were putting them in plastic bags at night and trying to stretch them over a whole week.
I was like,
and I'm like, I don't want a doctor to look at me after he's looked at people in that same mask all week.
My friend, Kathy, hi Kathy, if you're out there. My friend Kathy is an EMT in Chicago, and she told me that they're being forced to reuse non-reusable masks.
Exactly.
That's not good.
Exactly. So these they can wash, and if they want to put something extra in there, they can put some tissue in there and change the tissue out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's made of cloth. So you can wash it out at night. It's cotton. It'll dry quickly. And then I made this one too, which is a little more serious. This one is made out. I'm wrapping these because I have plans for these. I got to go deliver one today. This one, you see, is like flannel.
Oh, yeah.
And they're lined, and then they can, like I said, they can open a seam and put things in there if they want to have some extra protection. But yeah, these take a little longer than the flat ones to make. But I feel like because I put the straps on them and not elastic, it makes them easier to use. So that's what I decided to do with some of my time while I am.
And that's actually, I'm working on them today too.
Yeah, hey Jerry.
So the things that I wrote an article which will be coming out on our email sometime today.
Mm-hmm.
10 things that you can do while you're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
if you want that pattern, it's on my Facebook page.
Okay, so 10 things you can do while you're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
How about purging them thousands of emails that we have?
Oh my God,
accounts.
That is so real. That is so real.
But you know what? It feels so good when you do it.
It's what, Mark?
It feels so good when you do it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that can be like, since I have so many, I might only do 5,000 a day till I get it down to
I hear you. Yeah.
down to working order.
So we can do that. The other thing was, I'm looking at my notes now. Read a book.
Read a book.
Okay, how many times? And there's something I wanted to say about reading the book. We can read books. You know how we have a book on the shelf and we haven't touched it.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me go and get the book and I'm going to read it. Here's the thing: if you don't like it, a few sentences or whatever into the book, you don't have to stay with the book.
Mm-hmm.
I was freed by that. Somebody said you ain't got to read it all. If you don't like the flow of the book, put it down and get another one. I was like, wow, what a concept.
I know. Let me tell you, it's a joke that we have because I'm one of those people that, I'm determined. If I get so far into a book, I feel an obligation to finish it. And for years, I had people who told me that I should read Lonesome Dove. They loved Lonesome Dove. And I started that book at least 6 times and would get relatively far into it. And I just finally let myself off the hook. Because I'm like, it doesn't do it for me.
I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this book.
And the other thing is, if you have those kinds of books, I don't know how it is where you both are, but here in my city and on my street, there are a couple. We have the little libraries.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On the street where you can,
put the book.
Other people can read, little lending sort of libraries. And one of the great things here during this time is one on our street is being used as a little food bank.
Mm-hmm.
So people are putting like canned goods and things in there for people who might need them right now.
Right. And here's the cool thing, because yes, you are sequestered at home, but that doesn't mean that you can't take a walk. So while you're walking down the street and walking by the little, because we have them in our neighborhood too, where people have put little book stops, in your front door, you can take a book and leave a book. I like Lonesome Dove, so I'm leaving that one. Maybe I'll pick up something else.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Lonesome Dove, I'm not picking up.
Yeah.
No offense to the Lonesome Dove lovers out there. I know there are many of you.
Let's see, I'm going to get a couple of comments here. Yeah. Patricia Murray says, hey there, I'm working on a local story. Durham, North Carolina kids will be served free meals from 67 school buses stationed throughout the city. It's a federal program, and I hope other cities will take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it in Chicago, too.
They're doing that in Chicago, too?
Yes,
wow. Okay.
Because a lot of kids depend on that food as part of their daily nutrition.
Right.
And when they don't show up for school, we don't even know if they get dinner,
Right.
Right.
which is one of the reasons why we serve it.
Right. Paul
and-
Anderson says, sometimes in times of uncertainty, you become creative. Yes. And then Jerry said, share the book to somebody else. Yes, Jerry, because, yeah, let the book go.
You know what? I need to do that. I keep threatening to do that. But instead, I see them now lined up on the shelf in my office inside the closet. I'm like,
They're because they're the same as them jeans that we were never going to wear. That out was like, I just do not like that shirt, or I'm just not going to wear it.
exactly. And you know what? I really think I am going to start a strip quilt with my grandkids, because I think when it's too structured, people lose interest. But if it's something creative, you know what I mean? So I think, yeah. Thank you, Jerry, for the incentive there.
Mm-hmm.
And sharing. I like that, Francine. This is a time to share.
Yes, give the book to somebody else, because there are a couple of books on my shelf. I'm like, okay, do it.
Here's what else you can do. You can help a friend understand how to use her Audible, because she
Okay, yeah, I will. Yes,
I still can't buy a book. I don't get the process because I didn't set it up right. You can help somebody figure out their electronic stuff.
Right. So
Yes.
I'm gonna finish my list.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Write a book. Someone needs to know what you know. Put it in a book and then share it with us, and leave your voice for the next generation.
Beautiful.
I can't tell you the number of times I've started that process.
Now we're going to finish it.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Well, you know what? You can walk around the house and finish it. There's a couple of apps that will just record your voice and then transcribe it.
Yeah, because
it will record and transcribe, Mark.
Right.
So, Mark, you have unique perspective. People really do need to hear you, and they need to. Your book, I would read.
And I know it's not going to be boring because I'm going to hear some jokes in there.
Because you have, I was like, oh dang, like Bring the Sun. I'm like, yeah, okay. So that could be the book, Mark. Bring the Sun.
Especially in a time like this.
Yeah, bring out the sun, because people need to do that.
For 99 cents, they can download it, and then they can buy it when it's over.
See, seriously. So, and what I learned about doing the book was like Bring Out the Sun. Write an essay on Bring Out the Sun. The next chapter, the idea is, okay, you can help someone overcome, or what did you say? Express gratitude and love. That's the next chapter.
Radical gratitude.
Yes, that was go on a rampage.
Rampage of
gratitude. So if read these other people's little book, I can read yours. I'm trying to find that little book, okay. It was a small little book, and I'm talking about very small, smaller than this. And it was a book on how to say thank you. I said, seriously?
Well, you know something? It's a lost art.
Some people need that book, Francine.
It's a lost art.
If I had copies of it, I'd hand it out around here.
Right. But I can see that coming from you. Bring Out the Sun, and then Rampage of Gratitude is a chapter.
And it doesn't have to be as long as Lonesome Dove.
Right, yes. Well, I mean, one thing is, for me, I mean, I write a blog piece every day, 7 days a week, and I've done it for years and years and years.
So you have books.
It's somewhat, honestly, some of it gets a little repetitive, but that's intentional, because my whole and sermon that I preach basically is that success is a matter of conditioning, aligning thoughts, words, and actions. So it's really about provoking the wisdom that we all have. So sometimes that requires revisiting things over and over and over again.
But it's we need to repeat, because when we went to school, we learned in kindergarten, A, B, C, D, E. First grade, see Jane run. So we took what we learned from ABC, added see spot run, run spot run, and then we keep building on, but we still need to go back to the ABCs.
Yeah.
So humans need to be reminded. And so it's okay to remind us. That book is going to be awesome. Take all of them blog posts. Somebody can help you do that and get that book out, Mark. We need that book. Vanita said, busted on the books. Books. I believe we all have at least 3 books in us. Poems for the lover of words. Yes, Vanita, and you're the little artist. You need to get started, ma'am. And see that our books or our voice is for a particular audience.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not speaking it, our audience is not going to get what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think that what happens to so many of us is we sort of trap ourselves in a bit of a box.
Mm.
You know, we sort of subscribe to this idea that this is who we are. Usually in the United States, it's by virtue of your vocation or perhaps your role in life, whether that's, you know, mother, wife, father, husband, as well as whatever your job is. And then we wonder why we feel disconnected, why we feel as if we are existing instead of living. So sometimes that requires you to sort of shake up your foundation and to explore new worlds, basically, is to do what you would do as a child and explore creatively in ways that you wouldn't ordinarily do. And I cannot think of a better time than now when some of our options have been taken off of the table. But it also provides us with, you know, opportunities in time perhaps that we did not have before.
Well,
and
Go ahead.
so one of the things that I've been doing a little bit of, which has been a lot of fun, because I was a professional actor for the earlier part of my life. I don't know if you're familiar with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the actor.
I am.
He was on the series Third Rock from the Sun. He was the kid at that time. Now he's grown. But anyway, he has something that he's done for several years, and it's called Hit Record. It's hitrecord.com, I believe. And it's basically a place where you can collaborate with people. So people will post a project and you can contribute to it. So it can be like by, you know, voiceover, voice acting. It can be illustration, music, writing, all different things. So people from all over the world contribute to these projects. And then they have curators at Hit Record that will pick some of these projects and take them to a place where they are actually sold in some capacity. And then everybody that contributed in the final project gets paid.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now,
but even as a matter of free expression, it's just kind of fun because, you know, there's no obligation to it.
Yeah.
You know, you're just doing it because it's fun.
And then you get your book out there with somebody else. You get your project out by yourself. And somebody's holding your hand.
Right.
Fraser's in here from Scotland, guys. Hey, Fraser.
Hey, Fraser.
Hi, Fraser.
How is it over there? And then we got Gabriella and Karen from Canada. Gabriella, where are you from? So, yeah, this is, I'm going to the next one. Number 4 on my list.
You're going to
do while you wait. Declutter the home office.
Amen. Amen.
You know, you're in your home office, you're not leaving it, so you might as well make it look great. Enjoy your office, make it your own, and find out how much more productive you will be when you clear up your space. Seriously. we've been reading a book called Declutter Your Space for Success. I was like, promotion comes, and you can seek more clearly when you don't have the clutter. I know people think, well, I know where all my stuff is, and I know how to put my hand on the clutter and know what it is.
There is something that happens when you
But what a lot of people don't quite understand, you have to kind of get this experientially usually, is that the clutter has energetic result. It's an obstruction. When you begin to clear the space, you're actually clearing the space for creativity, for energy to come in. And I think I mentioned this in one of our previous conversations once, but one of the things that I always do when I have a client that is having prosperity issues is I ask them about their closets. And 98% of the time, there's a great deal of clutter. So one of the first things that we do is start clearing out the closets, which is and not only clearing them out, but taking the stuff and giving it away to people who are in need.
See,
and it begins to create a flow, because one of the universal laws is that nature abhors a vacuum. So when you clear the space, more stuff will come in.
so Mark,
Yes.
we need that book.
Just saying.
I'm like, dang, that's a book right there. And it doesn't have to be long. It can just be, you want more money? What's your closet look like?
Seriously. And you can tell us about some of the scenarios of cleaning out people's closets. We want to hear the stories.
Right.
You know, and the fabulous results they got.
And
so motivates us to get on it.
And you know how you keep walking by the closet? Oh, I'll get to it one day. It's like, okay, so maybe you'll get to your money one day. See, and Coach Karen is over there. Preach. Coach Karen is our money.
She knows.
Coach Karen is our money mindset coach, and she's and dirty closet, no money. I'm thinking, okay, we might need to clean the closet, and I know there's more to that, but then you can go into it as we go along.
There's a whole industry centered around decluttering.
Yes, there is.
Terrell said, "Are you taking notes?" That was good. That's a book right there, man, and I read that. There's a lot of people that would read it because they think the money is the answer, but the money is not the answer.
No, the money is the symptom.
Right.
That's a chapter right there.
See?
What are your symptoms? If you have these symptoms, maybe you need to clean out your closet.
Right. And Terrell says, Mark, take notes. Looking forward to reading your book.
See?
So that was one of
the community asking for the book.
We want the book. Okay. Number 5 on the list. Finish that course.
Oh my gosh.
So there's 2 ways of looking at that. If you are a content creator, you need to finish making the course. Or if you are the consumer or the person purchased the course, finish it. Okay, so I have a course here that I bought from somebody. It's called Vision 101. The course is a monthly course where every month you go. Okay, I need to go in there and do February.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I bought a kit on declutter your home. Oh, you think I got time?
You bought the course for a reason. Finish it. We got time.
Oh my God.
I was like,
thank you, Terrell.
Finish the course. Okay, do we need to kind of go over that? Everybody's like, all them courses we got lined up on the wall.
Girls, just the books. I can't tell you how many books I have stacked over here. Got the nutty talking about giving them away, and I haven't read them myself. Stop it. Get somewhere and sit down, Terry. Read them.
Now, are these books that you're talking about? Are they business oriented, self help type books? Or
Most
are
of
they
them are
fiction,
personal.
nonfiction? Are they everything?
Most of them are spiritual development books,
Okay.
personal development books,
That's
and
what I have most
business
of too.
books.
I just had to. I'm just nosy. I just wondered.
Mhm. Because I found that when I developed spiritually, those are the things that I apply to business. Integrity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What do you have in your hand? Where are you going with this? And why are we even on this path, Terry?
Right. Right.
Why are you making masks? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the next thing on the list is learn a new language. Now, if you don't know how to speak text, learn text. Because see, text, emoji. Okay, I don't understand emoji. I need to go in there and learn emoji. Seriously, because people they are putting it on everything. And I'm like, what does that one do?
Jerry just sent us one. She keeps sending us emojis. We need to know what that means. She think we're making her laugh.
There are all these emojis, and people are okay. The next generation that we're supposed to serve, they speak emoji.
And you have time to teach somebody something. Yesterday, I taught someone how to text a gift. They wanted to get that in, and they didn't know how to do it, and they never set it up.
Exactly. So we have learning how to text because, okay, so here's the thing that I learned about text. Texts are for small little nuggets of like, hey, I'll meet you there, or something like that.
Right.
It is not meant for a whole paragraph in a sentence or a contract.
Just because it will dictate through the speaker does not mean you get to write a novel.
Go ahead, Mark.
At the risk of throwing a little bit of shade, this would also be a good time for some people to learn the difference between your and you apostrophe R-E.
Learn some grammar. Download Grammatically.
That's
people.
Right. learn the language that is yours also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. So here's the thing. With that, you in a text, you should still use good grammar, periods, commas. Just don't, because when you speak it on the phone, it just runs it all together.
You better read it.
Da 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 da. Period. Da 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 da. Question mark. Don't just run that whole thing together just because you're in a hurry. Capitals and okay, that's just me. But
the same way.
Grammatically correct in the text, people.
Especially if you're in business with those people, that is a real reflection.
Right. Text, emoji, or because sometimes if you just spit it out like you didn't care, then they know you just didn't care.
And not only that, I have a hard time receiving information from people, even though they may be very knowledgeable, when their grammar is not. I can't even sit there. I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm not feeling this. So whether it's a text, emoji, French or Spanish, become a better communicator. That's all. Mm-hmm. I do want to learn French and Spanish.
I want to be able to speak French. Here you go, guys. Can I have some coffee? Hey, Google, tell them in French. I want a latte.
I have seen where there's people from different countries.
Skinny latte.
In 7 different languages. And I was like, okay, now if they could do that, why can't I do that? Oh, because I didn't make that a priority. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Donald. Donald says we're all looking good.
Thank you, Donald. And then Karen says, it's yours. You're doing the wrong thing. Your hand is in my pocket. Yes, that is correct. There, Donald,
I want to see these emojis. Can you put up Donald's comment? What is that last emoji on there?
He said you all are looking
What is
good.
that?
See, and now see that this emoji got on glasses with his hands raised. Okay.
Yeah.
How do
Donald,
you do that?
I'm emoji challenged. I'm learning emoji, people.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 7, learn the features of that phone.
Girl.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I am getting an opportunity to learn. I'm getting an opportunity to learn Android because I don't speak Android. But the people that I help tend to have Android phones. So we are exploring those phones together. And I tell them straight up, I don't speak Android. And they don't either, evidently, because they can't tell me how to get to what I'm trying to get to. So, but it is an opportunity, like you said, to learn a new language. So to me, Android is a whole new language to me. I left it so long ago.
Yeah, like in PC too.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
But I still need to know it because
Exactly.
help.
Now, see, I have a PC, and I've had several iPhones through the years, but I just got my first iPad, which is what I'm on right now, because I was telling Terry earlier, my battery on my PC, it was unplugged and it died, so I had to run to my iPad. I don't know the full capacity of this. I just got it 2 weeks ago, because I had an HP tablet. But I mostly use my phone if I wasn't using my laptop. But I need to learn this. Like,
right. And you're gonna have
the basic functions are just like the phone, but the other tricks I haven't learned yet.
Yes, there's something in there called tips. So if you swipe down from the middle and in the search bar put in tips, it will give you tips. And then go to their YouTube, Apple's YouTube.
Okay.
And it gives you some tips. I was like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when this is all over, you can go to the store and take the free classes. You know what? We might need to check it out to see if they've got some free online classes.
Online classes, because we can't post up in the store right now.
It is Apple.
That's right.
Why not, right? I bet you they have some online classes.
Probably. Somebody does,
Yes.
I'm sure.
You have to turn your volume up a little bit, Mark.
I said somebody does.
Hey, Dr. Tachi's in the house. Okay.
Hey, Tachi, how you doing?
Okay, so the next item on the list is call your clients and do a wellness check on them, on your past and your present clients. Maybe you call 5 a day. Just call them and you're not asking them for anything. You don't have a 50% off special. You're just calling them to check in on them during a difficult time for everybody. They would probably appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you ain't got to call the entire list and just be tired. Just take 5 a day. This should be a practice anyway.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if they ask to buy something from you. Girl, can you mail me such and such, or can you help me with blah blah blah? Simply because you touch base, it comes to their mind.
Right.
But so be prepared for that. But just call out of the goodness of your heart, because we love our customers.
Now,
most of them are friends.
Reason when they used to say this, but reach out and touch someone.
Yes.
And if they say new phone, who dis? You have not done everything correctly.
Uh-oh.
Can you not hear me?
I didn't hear that. If they say what, Mark?
Yeah.
I said, if they say new phone, who dis? Then you have not done everything correctly.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because you don't know they don't know who you are. Who is this? Okay. Dr. Tachi says that making them feel important beyond business is brilliant. Yes, it is.
Well, I don't think I do business with people that I really don't like. I tend to refer them to other people.
But you still, just you want somebody to check on you, or you feel it's when they do check on you, not asking you for anything.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, so I'll think of you in the future because you just called to see how I was doing. That is not.
I just called to say hi.
Is that Stevie Wonder? I just called to say I love
Say
you.
I love you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know how much I care. Oh my gosh, what a
Mm-hmm.
concept.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you
Care. Number 9, set up your back end systems. And we can talk about this one coming up on Friday if you want. But what I learned today, I went in because I was putting together this email that I'm reading from, and I was going to send it all out to the biz chicks. What 10 things can you do while you're waiting? And you may want to consider MailChimp as your go-to database for everything. Why? I just learned, I went in there and clicked, oh, we have some new things going on. You can now email, call, and text from within the MailChimp app. I was like, shut
up. Okay, you're right. I gotta go check it out.
I was like, what? I'm like, okay. Because it's all in one place. I understand MailChimp better than some other things. But if I can email, text, and call from within, I'm like, oh, I don't have to have all them. Okay, I got this
wonderful
here, and I got this over here, and I got this. So I got 3 different fees that I'm paying. And then I got to remember to use all of them, but I could do them all within.
Wow. There's a reason for me to go put the stuff in MailChimp.
Right. I'm like, what? I was wowed by that too. I was like, that's a game changer. I am going to go play with MailChimp when I get off this thing because I can take all my real estate people, put them in one place, and not have to juggle around.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh my gosh. I've been over there so long. I hope it doesn't look foreign. But okay.
Like, what did you say, Mark? New phone.
I didn't say anything.
So, go ahead, Terry.
So I was just going to say, I was going to ask Mark if he has an Apple phone.
Oh yeah. I've had iPhones for years.
So those two will sync together.
Yeah. They did. That made it a lot easier. Yeah.
Yes.
And being able to copy and paste, you copy from the phone and paste to the iPad and all and without it's seamless. I was like,
did you know that?
I did not know that. I knew, all my apps and stuff transferred over, which was great.
No, like if you're working on something and you saw something on your phone or whatever, you copied it and you hit copy, you can go over to your iPad and click and hit paste.
Oh my gosh.
And it
did not know that. I love that.
Right. Because they all talk, I don't know how they did it, but they talked to one another. And I was like, this is genius.
Excellent.
And if you had a desktop or whatever, it would paste to that too. So there's a lot of stuff. Handoff. There's just stuff you can play with.
We'll talk about it Friday.
Yeah,
we're excited for you. And this iPad is working for you, right? I mean, it got you on today.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank goodness.
And I have
an outlet in here, and it's hard for me to find good light. It's kind of dark today. So that's why I had to run to this because I don't have an outlet in here.
See,
okay. with a cord long enough.
Right. Well, this is good, and then there are different things that you'll be able to do on that iPad. You're going to have fun. I have a program called Notability. Oh my gosh. You can write notes by hand. You can bring stuff in from where you can, get it from the internet, bring it in and draw and do all kind of stuff. And record. Right.
Cool.
From Notability.
I love it. It's great.
It's a really good tool. Number 10 on the list, take a mental vacation. I got this from Terrell this morning.
I love it.
Vacation. See what your future will be like. Mark talked about that earlier today. Just daydream. We don't do it. We forget to imagine and look up at the sky and just like, wow, we don't do that anymore.
And here's something actually that I make my clients do. It's actually a requirement. And interestingly enough, it says something about Americans, specifically, the level of resistance that occurs from this exercise. And that is that I have them list, and I think we might have talked about this before, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself. But I have them list 50 things that are fun.
Okay.
50
Ooh.
things that they enjoy doing. First of all, the difficulty that people have listing 50 things says a lot about us. But
It does.
second of all, after they've compiled that list, for the extent of our time working together, they're required to do at least one of those things on that list every day, with the goal being trying to explore things perhaps that you haven't done in a while. And these are not grandiose things. I remember one of my clients, this is always a story that sticks out to me, is one of the things that she had on her list was petting dogs, because she likes dogs. She doesn't have a dog. So once she had the list, she was conscious of it. So when she would see a dog out on the street, she would say, "Can I pet your dog?" And she talked about how just that little thing, the way she felt about the day.
Wow.
And because my whole question always is this, and that is, if you're not doing that and those things, what is the point of everything else that you are doing? Because the
See?
point is to create a life, not to exist. So if the question always in my work is, why are you doing what you are doing? Because the moment that we forget that is when a whole lot of craziness comes into what I call the vacuum of uncertainty. And that's where the real misery begins. Because we've become unconscious, either unconscious or things have shifted. We no longer know what it is that we are trying to create, to what end, and who we want to be on this planet.
Right.
Wow.
That's my editorial moment.
The Vacuum of Uncertainty. That is a book. You need to write that title down.
That down, or part of
Building the Vacuum of Uncertainty. Could be a chapter. I don't know. But you know, people are so uncertain. They have not made a decision.
And Dr. Chachi says she loves the hat.
Oh, thank you.
And indeed, Mark, indeed, know why you're here. Okay, so here's the thing I would like to do. I'm putting this challenge out via Mark. The 50 Things for Fun Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody watching this on the replay and listening to us live, your challenge is to write down, what is it, Mark? 50 things.
50 things that you enjoy doing.
I put it in the chat.
Right, and they can be very simple things, like I said, like petting a dog. They don't have to be like, it doesn't have to be skiing, you know, that it might be that, but I mean, they can be very simple things that are within your grasp.
50 things, and you got time to think about 50 things, write it down, and then do one of those things every day.
Yeah, at least one. And it really does change the way that you feel.
Right. Okay, Terry, put the rest of that down in their challenge. Write down 50 things that you enjoy doing, and then do one each day.
Okay.
And I agree about the resistance. Mark, I had a challenge. I said, write down 101 things that you want. And then, and you know, take a few weeks to do it, but write down 101. People were like, I can only get to 25.
I'll
And
tell you how to get them there. You want to know how to get them there?
how?
Start by writing 101 things that you don't want.
Because
people never have a problem with that.
This
is how I help a lot of people who, because sometimes what do you want? The art of the possibility, the page is too big. and it becomes overwhelming for people. But somehow we all know what we don't want. So if you start down the left-hand side of the page, write the 100 things that I don't want, that I can no longer tolerate, that I can't stand, however you want to phrase it. And then in the same sitting, go back. And if I don't want this, what do I want? Play the opposites. It'll get you there. It'll start to crack the door open so the light comes in and you start to become more clear about really what you already know. But there may be a fog in between you and that consciousness.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Terrell says, this is accountability, what we spoke about this morning. We have time to do these things. Karen says, yes.
But you know what? The argument of time, which is one that we always like to use,
Mhm.
you know, it really doesn't matter. Because here's the question, and I've posed it before. I will pose it about every time that you ever see me, because it is the question that all of my work is based on. Is the pain of where you are greater than the discomfort of what it's going to take to move you out of it? Because that is the question that you are answering every day, whether you are conscious of it or not. So why not just be clear about your answer?
Another chapter in the book. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Is dropping nuggets that can help propel us forward. So I hope everybody is listening and taking this in. We're not here just to titillate your whatever. We're here because we want to help you build a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle.
There you go.
In order to do that, sometimes you got to change your mind. Well, all the time you're going to have to change your
You
mind.
need new information. Isn't that what you tell me, friend?
Yeah. The only reason why we don't do something better is because we don't know something. We're missing something. And Mark just brought some excellent information to us today. Go back over this. He made some really valid points. I do believe a book will be coming out. Something. I know Mark.
Well, at least some kind of course.
Or either go follow him on his blog. So can you put the link to your blog in the chat? And if you can't, you tell us and we will put it in there. Because I know there's some stuff when you go to the iPad.
Yes,
right. I don't know. Yeah. It's newdesign.com, which looks like nude sign. So it's NUDESIGN.com. And the blog is /new thoughts, spelled NU thoughts.
I love it.
Okay, so we'll put that in there. Newdesign.com.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, tell me, is that spelled correctly, Mark?
It's in the private chat. Hold on, Terry. I think I got it. NUDESIGN. That it?
That's it.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it.
And then and New Thoughts is the
If you just newdesign.com /new thoughts, that's where the blog is. They can get there either way, but
okay, cool. So newdesign.com is where we're going. Claudia says, this is so true. I found so many things beyond things being on this stay home order that made my business life amazing. Thank you, Claudia.
Fantastic.
Bonita, yes, they do get saved. You can always go back to our website and replay them right from the BizChicks site or the group. And Dr. Tachi says phenomenal stuff.
Great.
So we got a challenge out there, people. You're going to write 50 things, and that's all I'm going to stick with, the 50 things challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Writing the 50 things that you love and doing one each day.
I love it.
And while we're sequestered, can't move, well, can't do what we
That
know.
is one way to put it. It's like being sequestered in a courtier. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the other thing that's very interesting about that exercise and very telling is how much you will realize how long it's been since you've done
That's
many
what I
of
was
those
thinking.
things.
Any of it, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Because Brenna put on here, she says she and her daughter love to watercolor, but they haven't painted this month.
Mm,
So
okay.
yeah, so get the colors out and see. I'd like to doodle and do art and stuff, and I just like, oh, haven't done it. We can make time to make our life beautiful if we just.
Oh, I'm writing that right in this chat.
We just need to do a couple of things every day. One thing a day.
And really, I mean, the way that I look at it personally is it is part of my responsibility.
I left
Because
the
if
L
I
off.
do not feed my soul,
Mhm.
then I don't have what is necessary to give what I believe that I'm here to do. And I think that applies to all of us, whatever we feel that our calling is. It's that
Mhm.
whole thing of you have to fill the pitcher first before you can pour somebody else a glass of water. So this stuff is not, it's important. It's actually important. I would say, you know, it is imperative. It's not frivolous.
Hmm. 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 I'm gonna write my 50 list challenge, and I will. We're gonna put the challenge on Biz Chicks. We really need to challenge ourselves because I believe we're going to see the better version of ourselves on the other side of this situation
Mhm.
than when we came into it. Because if we had to stop and pause and change, we can't keep doing what we were doing before.
Yep.
And you know, ladies, the other side of this is that, and this is a personal belief. I don't have, you know, the science or medical background to support this, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. Is it's important for immunity as well to build up your spirit and
Right?
your energy, so that even if you are, God forbid, stricken with an illness, that you will be stronger, that your fortitude will be greater in enduring it.
Right.
And something else, if I can just throw something else in that I have my clients do that I actually think is very effective, and I think it's very effective in times like this when it's very easy to become down, is to find a piece of music that uplifts you somehow. Put it on and dance like a crazy person, where if someone saw you, you would potentially be committed. Just go full. What that does to the way that you approach the day and the way that you feel is phenomenal. It's a simple thing, but I think, you know, as adults, it's very easy for us, just like that other exercise will illustrate, for us to forget not only what fun is, but what it actually feels like.
Mhm. Mhm. That is so true.
Mhm.
And it's going to freak some people out. You mean I have time off? What do I do with all this time? Come on, people, smile.
Right.
Just dance.
Yep.
Dance like nobody's watching.
That's right.
That's what Karen has something when you see her online when she's on for her show on Wednesday. She has the lady in the background. If you look at the picture, and the lady is just dancing. And Karen, sometimes you catch Karen when we first come in. Karen is.
I love it.
Yeah, and this is excellent. You're getting out of yourself and becoming a better version of yourself.
Claudia has a comment over here too, and
Let me-
so does Brenna.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Brenna up and then up. An introvert's dream. This event requirement. Okay, there's some emojis you gotta learn about, but I feel fine going to the mountains like we usually do in the spring and the summer. Yeah. And then Claudia says, I think our American culture hinders our positivity in circumstances. My non-Western friends seem to always adapt a smiling attitude. And
Do you know why that is?
That's a choice.
Well, it is a choice, but here's what happens. Here's why the choice is a challenge for Americans and Western culture. Because capitalism is built on a concept of what is not. In other words, things are sold to us as a means to get to that end. In other words, if you had this, you would be happier. If you had this, you would be more fulfilled. That's the reason we get the messages. And I'm not slamming business. That's just the nature of business. But it is because of that, because of those messages are bombarding us all of the time, that it requires greater discipline to focus on what is as opposed to what is not, because we are fed with incessant messages of what we are missing.
And that's why you're going to do this 50 things for fun challenge and go do it. Pick up the paintbrush.
Well, I can remember doing calligraphy on my dorm walls with watercolor paint. Whenever we would find a saying that we liked, we'd get that paintbrush out and just sort of paint it on the wall. You know what I mean? And I can see that doing that in my office again. Because
I had a friend who moved. This was a while back when we were still allowed to go to stores. I had a friend who moved, so I wanted to do something fun for his housewarming. So I went out to the drugstore and I went to the children's section and got a finger painting set.
I love it.
And went all out with this I mean, it was ridiculous, but it was so much fun because it was ridiculous. So I did this whole this whole finger painting thing and created the little plaque like you would have in the art gallery for his refrigerator. But I had such a good time because that's something I used to do when I was a little kid.
Okay.
It's finger paint. So it was just fun because, there was no requirement. Nobody was judging me for that purpose.
Right. See, we're bringing stuff out. It's funny. My mom just asked me if I still do calligraphy.
It's very relaxing.
Okay, so that is why the whole thing now is the coloring books for adults.
Exactly.
Okay, so
I can remember coloring with my mother. She taught me how to outline and the whole thing.
So you don't have to go to Sprouts and pay $13 for a coloring book. Go to Dollar Tree and get the little kids coloring books and go for it.
Hey, go to your printer and print out whatever you want to color.
Right. Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to come in here and enlightening us and giving us new thoughts. And
thank you, ladies.
This was really good, and I do believe it was helpful to the people who are watching live and the people who are watching on the replay, because we're going to do and be better just because we're going to bring out the sun.
There you go.
We're going to bring it out.
We're going to bring out the sun. Now, tomorrow, what's happening?
Yes. So tomorrow, TJ will be in. She is going to be talking to us about social media marketing and digital marketing. And you're going to learn a lot. Jay says that there are coloring apps.
Yes, there are.
Dr. Tachi says, I love adult coloring books. Okay, they have adult ones at the Dollar Tree too. See,
they do. And the thing is, I love jigsaw puzzles. I love doing them online.
So, you know what I mean? So somewhere
for that.
put in your day the 50 things that you like, the fun challenges, and begin to do one of those things. Play chess. I got to learn how to do it online. I like playing against the computer or something.
Oh, nice.
I know I got a chess set here, but I want to play online.
Okay.
Just so I can get better. Then I'll play people, but I don't want to learn how to.
That's cool.
Right.
So, between learning languages and chess, I'm scared of you, girl. Okay.
Oh, you can play chess. I have a chess set here and it's dusty.
I got one. I've forgotten what to do with it. My grandson pulled it out. It's like, the only thing I remember is how the knight moves. What's going on?
So there's some things that I'm doing for fun. And so will you. Thank you, everybody, for watching us live. We're going to be doing some things. We may do our first Monday event online.
That would be great.
So I got to figure out how to do that.
Do a watch party and do.
Everybody will be able to join online, and so I got to figure out how to make that work logistically. But then we can now have a lot more people at the first Monday events,
and we can have guests from all over the country.
Right. This is going to be fun. I got to figure it out. See, this is what you do. You pivot and move. So
it's our pleasure, Tachi. She says, thank you. My son and I play chess. He is proud of his.
He beat her 3 times. See? I want to play that up.
Put some laughter in your life.
Right.
You know, it is funny when you play with kids. They will make you laugh. Okay. Use Zoom. Yes, Jay.
We
Zoom to play chess.
Yeah. I can do that too. So I want to figure some things out.
Oh, yeah. And guys, if you're using Facebook Live, don't be scared. It looks a little different. If you haven't been over there, you need to go check it out. It's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so on Friday, we will be talking about that too, because there's a lot of new things.
Yeah, I know. Whoa.
Your tech questions, tech experience, Mark has a new iPad that he's learning. Other people and the Android people, please come and help us.
Please.
We need Android people because, yeah.
We need you guys.
I have an Android challenge, but I got a lot of clients that need our help. So I'm like, okay.
All right. In the meantime, guys, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. Be good to yourself. Take a nice bath. Chill out. It's all good. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.